2011 Mercedes ML350 Bluetec. Did an oil filter change and replaced the cabin air filters, which is real straightforward and easy to do. And now I'm going to take on the engine air filters. There's one right here. There's one over here. And I haven't seen a video posted on this specific setup. Some of them are a little bit different with these compartments. And some of them have this whole part lift off. So I'm going to give this a go and try and record how it goes. I'm going to start on the passenger side. Looks like there's a little more room there. And then I'll move over to the driver's side. My plan is to remove this firewall part and then start loosening some things up and see if I can get the box out. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I did remove the bolt right here. It's a 10 millimeter. Looks like I'll get this one out and then the one right up top here. And then this panel should come out, which will let this come out a little easier. Well, it's a Mercedes. I shouldn't use the word easier. Okay, that bolts out. Another 10 millimeter. It looks like I can lift this up and slide it off to the side. Let me use two hands and get that thing out of there. All right, it looks like there's two bolts that hold the air filter container in, and they're these star type bolts. They're a G something. I used a regular socket. Let me see here. I used a 5/16 socket and it fit tight. And these aren't in there tight. There's not a lot of torque on them, so it's not going to strip it out. At least it didn't. I'll probably get the correct socket for future use, but for today I don't have that. So I'm using a 5/16 socket on there, and this one was already loose. The other one came out. So they're almost finger tight. But let me get the other one out. There's one here, and there's one right back there. Okay, that came out actually fairly easily. You want to make sure you take out the you want to take out the hose going to it, and it really just sets in on. There's a little round receptacle there, and there's another one right down there, and it really just sets in there. But it's a tight fit. But once this one's loosened up and pulled off, you wiggle it and it comes off. This bolt never came all the way out. It looks like it maybe a few more turns would have pulled it all the way out, but it's all right. But once it was loose, it popped out pretty easily. Hopefully the other side goes as well. Okay, there we have it. There's 4 Torx 25 bolts on the top, and pretty easy to pull out there. I'll get the new filter in, get this put back in, and then I'll work on the other side. All right, I got it back in, and the trickiest part was that back post that fits in the little rubber grommet, little support thing at the bottom. This one, the front one, you can reach down and feel it and guide it in. But if that one is on this side of it, it gets hung up and it won't get in. So the easiest way is tip your filter holder this way and make sure that the post is back in there. And then you can guide this one in. You'll feel them kind of pop in it, and it's in there real solid. Then you can slide this on and then hook up your hose here. If you hook this up first, it gets hard to move this thing around. So try tipping your filter holder back this way and try and guide your hand down here. Get that lined up, you'll feel it pop in, then you can hook up your hoses. And then this side's done. Now to the tighter side, and a little trickier, but let me get this one finished up over here. taking this panel out, it's pretty straightforward. There's 3 bolts. Start with the bottom one. It's the one that it's down on the side here. I don't know if I can show you. It's down on that side. It's the trickiest one. If you do the top ones first, it's falling down on you as you try and get it out. But it's pretty straightforward. Just get the 3 bolts out. All right, with the panel out there, I'm now going to try and remove this air sensor. I hate these things. I've broken more than I care to think about. I'm going to get a small screwdriver, pry this out, try and pinch it and see if I can get it to pop off. I tried unscrewing it to see if it would just lift out, but it doesn't, so I don't want to mess with it. I'm going to try and get these things out. All right, just an update on this thing. This little tab popped out pretty easily. A little screwdriver kind of pushed on it, popped out, so I'm happy with that. Now I'll keep messing with it and get the whole thing out. But so far, the first step's gone okay. I got this out. Use a little screwdriver, and this gray tab will slide out this way. Once that's out, you push, you kind of squeeze down like this, and it'll pop, and it'll slide out that way. So that's the key to it. Release this thing, push down on this, and it'll pop the release, and you can pull it out. Okay, I did I loosened up both bolts. Once again, it's that star type, E10 or something like that. And the one back here too. This one doesn't come all the way out. It's loose, and you release this, and I should be able to pull the whole box out now. All right, once the box is out, it is just the 4 Torx bolts, and then just slap in the new filter. Okay, been messing with this for about 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. The hardest part's getting this back post into that hole right there. The filter case ends up hitting this and pushing it out, so it's just hard to get it lined up because it should pop in. When it pops in, it'll line up the bolt that's going to go in there. But it's not lining up, and you can reach, it's difficult, but you can reach down and feel with your hand that this is not in there. This front one's pretty easy to do. It lines up right down there. But that back one's tough. I'm going to keep messing with it. There's just not a lot of room to work with, and this is real solid. So see what I can do. Okay, I finally got that thing to slide in. It's nice and solid, and it clipped in. I ended up taking some 303, but anything like kind of clean that grommet down there, that rubber grommet, make it a little more slippery, and maybe that'll help. Maybe that helps slide it in. I ended up kind of lifting it up this way and pushing about as hard as I could with the bottom back in that way, and pushed down, and it ended up. It took about 30 tries, and eventually one of them caught, and now it's in nice and solid. I can tell it's clipped in there. But man, that back one's just tough to get lined up right. If anybody's got a tip for that one, man, please post it, because that thing's tough. But now it's just a matter of bolting things up and plugging the sensor back in. Overall, not a bad job at all. I was a little more worried about it. Not bad at all. One last tip. I thought I was finished here, but I had to get the hose, the air hose, back on right here. And there's just no room to get in there. But what you can do is you can get it pushed under there and line it up. And if you, let me put this down, you can twist it here and guide it in and line it up, and it pushes on it. It only took a couple minutes, but being able to guide it from here, you can twist it and get it lined up down in there, and then it just pushed on. And this is collapsible, so it was pretty easy to get that on there. But this job's done.